What's up, y'all? It's Ty in this video. Today, we're going to be ranking our best Galaxy Opals in NBA 2K25 MyTEAM. Do want to see if there's anybody I left off the list. I apologize. I tried to include the most relevant Galaxy Opals in here on this list. But again, I'm not going to be perfect. So if I do leave anybody off this list, just know I'm sorry. And it doesn't mean they're necessarily bad. I just might have forgot them. So it's either I forgot them, they're not like a super common player, or they're just a little bit outdated. I probably have ranked them in prior tier lists. LeBron James up first. I'm going to go A tier. The only downside to Bron is the release is on normal timing. Still like the way he plays defense. The problem is, like, if you're comparing Bron to Giannis, Giannis is just 6'11 and a freak. And so, like, if you're telling me to rank Giannis and Bron, at this stage, I would take Galaxy Opal Giannis over Galaxy Opal Bron. The people that say, oh, well, Galaxy Opal Giannis is unusable because of that release. No, he is not. Like, Giannis is so good on this game, even with that release. I don't know why everybody makes a big deal of it. Giannis is an easy addition for me in that S tier. There's really no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's really no questions asked. LeBron is obviously still really good, but I'm telling you right now, I do think Giannis is that real deal. Next up, we're ranking KD. KD stinks. Like, obviously, again, when you're looking at Galaxy Opal KD, his release is still on normal timing. What are we really talking about here? I'm not going to sit here and hype up this, KD card. He's going D tier. I don't care. I do not like what KD does provide. Wilt Chamberlain, I think Wilt's really good still. I'm going to go A tier. The problem with Wilt is, are you greening consistently with Wilt? I think most people probably aren't. Especially with that 63 ball, and so that's kind of one of the main reasons that I, see a problem with Wilt, but I do think Wilt is solid enough. I think the card can still obviously play. It's just like, for me, I am just slightly worried what that looks like, because he's kind of like an inside big for a lot of people. Penny Hardaway is fine. I think B tier is the right spot. His movement's good. His release is just a little slow at this stage. 6'7" frame is obviously good. Badge wise, can badge him up really solid as well. Paul George up next. I think for Paul George, he has to go A tier. I think you've got to put him at A tier. I will say this: the Paul George release on normal, it's a solid release, but at this stage, it does feel kind of slow. Like, if you're comparing the Paul George release to, for example, like a Ricky Davis, I like Paul George better, but Ricky Davis has the better release. So that's just something you got to weigh the pros and cons of. Paolo Banchero up next. I like P5. Is he better than Galaxy Opal LeBron? I think he's slightly worse. I like P5, though. You could honestly have him in A tier, I think, and I wouldn't think twice. The thing for me is I just don't want to have 90 players at A tier. So eventually I'm going to have to, separate some things, separate some cards, and figure it out. Zach LaVine up next. LaVine's good, man. I think he's better than Penny Hardaway. I do, and so I'm going to move Penny down to C tier. I think Penny's fine. I think Zach LaVine's better, but I don't think at this stage the Galaxy Opal Zach LaVine deserves to be higher than B tier, because I've got a point guard that I know is at least going to go A tier, maybe even S tier. But Zach LaVine's good. I just wish he had a better fade. Like, at this stage, I think fades matter so much. And the fact of the matter is, Zach LaVine really does not have a fade that I trust, right? And so that's one thing for Zach LaVine that I do think matters. Bob McAdoo at this stage, D tier. He's just undersized. Like, I actually like his release. I like his fade. He's just way too undersized at this stage in my team. Victor Wembanyama up next. S tier. There's no questions asked. And I will hold true to the fact that I think Galaxy Opal Victor Wemby is so much better than Pink Diamond Wemby. Like, Pink Diamond Wemby at this stage obviously is still going to have the cheesy release. But I think the Galaxy Opal Wemby just gives you so much more. So I am going to throw Galaxy Opal Wemby at S tier. I really don't think there's a ton of questions to be asked here. Obviously, again, we're seeing we're seeing way better and better big men added into the game on kind of a weekly basis. So don't be surprised if we see a new Wemby soon. Galaxy Opal Jaren, I think it's tough. Sees the release on quick. Power forward, I think I've got to go A tier probably. I think I like him better than P5 at this stage. The hard part is dark matter. Jaren's just better, right? And so those are the things to think about. Jason Richardson, I'm going to put him at B tier. The thing for me is offensively is one of the best cards I've used all year long. The thing is defensively, though, like, he stinks. Like, he's just really poor on that defensive side of the ball. Rudy G up next. I'm going to go B tier with Rudy. I mean, he's going to be knocked down in the catch-shoot situation. But that's really it. Like, and again, I like Rudy's player build always when he's in 2K. But if you're asking me Rudy or P5, like, I think they give you similar things. Rudy's going to be slightly better offensively. I think P5 gives you slightly more defensively. But I think it is a tough question to answer. Vlade Divac, I think, is incredibly good. I think the card is super slept on. I'm going to go A tier with the card. Knocks down shots, plays great defenses, 7-1. Tell me what there's not to like about Vlade. I'll wait for your answer. Rudy, I've loved Rudy when I've used him. I've absolutely loved Rudy. 7-1, and just did his thing. Now, don't mind the fact that he only had 2 points the other day. He got in foul trouble, last night, but he got in foul trouble. But Wolves did it. Anyways, Rudy is solid on this game. He's a guy on my no money spent that I can trust. Thing is, 67 3-ball, weird release. That's the one concerned about Rudy. OG Anunoby, B tier. I think people gas OG. I get it, right? The card's good. He knocks down shots, has a smooth release, but B tier is where he belongs. Drazen, B tier as well. I think right in there with J Rich. He is kind of like a mini B Roy, but at this stage, I don't love him. Lowry Marketing. He is 7 feet tall. B tier is where he belongs. David West. I don't mind David West. Do like him more than KD, but I am at this stage going to throw him at that C tier. He's fine. But again, we've got really solid cards in my team at this stage. And so for me, I do think C tier is the right tier. Alex Caruso. This is the card I was waiting on. You guys can hate me. I do not care. I'm throwing Alex Caruso at S tier. I've used plenty of point guards this year, and Alex Caruso is one of my favorite point guards I've used. He's 6'5", plays a ton of defense. His release is super easy to time. His fade is incredibly good. Alex Caruso to me is S tier. I don't care what people say. I love, love, love Alex Caruso and what the card does in my team. Ricky Davis up next. This one's tough. It's the first one I'm having hesitations with. I do think A tier is the right tier. But the problem with Ricky Davis for me, I don't consistently agree with that release. He has a way quicker release than Paul George. I just agree more with Paul George. So I'm kind of in that in-between stage. Hedo is not good, D tier. I tried to use Hedo. I tried to make it work. He's just not great. Jared Wallace defensively is a stud, so I'm going to go B tier. It was a staple in my no money spent a couple of weeks ago. Obviously, as times went on, I haven't, loved what Gerald gets into, but I do think the card still is B tier. DeJounte Murray, a lot of people gas him. I guess A tier probably. I'm taking Caruso over him. And honestly, even him compared to Zach LaVine, I think is closer than people give it credit for. Tyler Hansbrough is a really good card on this game. Is he A tier up there with Braun? I think that's maybe gassing it, but I think he's in between B and A. Honestly, he's probably my favorite power forward here at B tier. Shane Battier, another card I really do like. I'm going to throw Shane Battier at A tier. That quick release, the defense he plays, I think he is more on the level of like Ricky Davis, Paul George than a guy like Jason Richardson, OG Anunoby. Carlos Boozer, a lot of people gas him as well. To me, like Carlos Boozer, Tyler Hansbrough, I think it's preference based. I think both of those cards are solid cards and are cards that can play at a really high level. I just think when it comes down to it, it's what you prefer. I don't hate either of the cards. I don't think either of the cards are anything crazy. John Isaac, I do think is A tier. Look, he is 6'10". He is going to be able to knock down a lot of shots for you. His catch and shoot release is fine. It's not necessarily anything crazy, but it is fine. I do think the card is deserving of A tier. Tony Kukoc, solid card. Heard really good things about him. I haven't really used him a ton. I do think he is probably A tier though. Like if Jonathan Isaac's going to be A tier, I think I got to move Tony Kukoc to A tier as well. Juan Dixon, incredibly good at that point guard position. I think the hard part for me is he wasn't worth his price, but if you got him, I think A tier is still where he belongs. And I could be gassing him. I haven't played him a ton. I haven't played with him a ton. But I do think A tier is probably where he belongs. At the end of the day, Caruso's just better. Joakim Noah is fine, but he's B tier fine. He's not as good by himself as Wilt, Vlade Divac, or Rudy Gobert, in my opinion. Jamal Mashburn is incredibly good as well. I'm going to go A tier with Jamal Mashburn. I don't care. I think Jamal Mashburn is an absolute stud on this game. Jarrett Culver, if you got him, is a beast as well. A tier. You could even argue S tier because I think he's the best shooting guard I have here at that A tier. Bronny, not great. C tier, just undersized as well. Dino Raja, a great power forward option for you guys. Is he A tier? I think he is, right? I think he's just as good, if not better, than a lot of these guys that I have here. Thing for Dino is he's going to be better at that power forward position than the center position. So just kind of know that as you do get into it. Anton Jameson, I mean, he's fine. I can't hate Anton Jameson. The one thing about Anton Jameson is this, and I'm not going to go through all the cards, but they did switch his release. If he would have had his old release, like he would have been basically unusable. New release is fine. Nothing crazy, B tier. Manute Bol. It's going to be hard for me not to put Manute Bol at F tier. I'm telling you that right now. Like, Manute Bol is not good. I'm sorry. I'm going to put him at F tier. The card's not good. He can't shoot. He can't move. The card is not good. Like, tell me, what is this Manute Bol card doing? I'm sorry. I guess he can shoot, but he can't move. I guess maybe he's D tier. I'll put him at D tier because I guess he can shoot a little, but 57 speed is crazy. Devin Vassell up next. Again, I know people are trolling me saying I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm putting him at D tier. Somebody's going to have to show me with Devin Vassell. Until further notice, he's just way too undersized. Dorian Finney-Smith is fine. I'm going to go C tier, though. A lot of these flash cards I'm just not going to like, to be honest. Karan Butler, he's fine, not great, C tier. And again, a lot of these cards are just like, I don't use them, right? And so, you know, it's just one of these things. I haven't played against them. They haven't cooked me, so I don't love them. Hassan Whiteside by himself is B tier. He's not that great. Obviously, with the duo, he boosts Mario Chalmers a ton, helps him out, but he is only B tier. Nick Young, Swaggy P, best shooting guard on this list, S tier. Now, again, I think that... you know, a guy like, for example, Jason Kidd is more worth it than Nick Young. Yes, but Nick Young is S tier. He absolutely is so good on this game. Karis LeVert's fine, C tier. I do think he's better than Devin Vassell. I could be wrong on that, though. Roy Hibbert's a stud, A tier. Not quite S tier, but he is close. Like, Roy Hibbert, I think, is probably even better than a guy like Rudy Gobert. I think the card is extremely good, extremely valuable on this game. It just comes down to the fact that right now, Roy Hibbert is expensive. Kirk Heinrich up next. I actually think he's underrated, B tier. I don't think he's great, but I don't think he's horrible, B tier at this stage. Yao Ming up next. I'm going to go A tier. Not S tier, but Yao is really good. He's way better than Manute Bol, too. I'm going to delete F tier because I don't need F tier on this list. But Yao is so much better than a guy like Galaxy Opal Manute Bol. That's going to wrap it up for our Galaxy Opal tier list today. Let me know your thoughts on it down below in the comments. Did I hit every guy perfect? Who is I too high on, too low on? Let me know. And is there anybody that I left off the list that definitely should have been included? Let me know. Drop a like on the video, guys. Subscribe if you are new. And as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.